My name is Kim Valenzuela, and I'm the director of the PEAK program for the Metropolitan District, and I'm also the director of church health for the Metro District of the Christian Missionary Alliance. Churches that participate in PEAK are able to go through 7 monthly coaching sessions where the leadership team of the church is coming together, and during this process, they're clarifying their vision, asking questions such as, why do we exist as a church? They're learning activities that they can implement within their own context of church ministry that will help them to discover, what are our strengths as a church? What are the areas that we need to develop and grow further into? And what is God calling us forward in? Working with Queens Herald Church through the PEAK process has been an exciting adventure to see a church that really was relationally shy and held back a lot because of the pains of their past, because of the uncertainty of their future. They're in a pastoral transition. They were coming out of the pandemic, and that this church was in the epicenter for our whole country right here within Queens, New York.
The area that our church is located is quite mixed in population. It's really interesting, the street that our church located, on one side is very middle class, on the other side is working class. So I think God put us here so that we can serve both communities.
PEAK is helping us to understand our culture context by really identifying that we are a Chinese church and how uniquely that is, that we've been placed here for a purpose. And being a uniquely Chinese church is not a weakness, but it could be a strength of how to allow God's people to share His word. And it's been actually very eye-opening to see or to be reminded that we are what God has called us to be here in Fresh Meadow area.
I think a PEAK is very powerful in helping us to realize our strength and weakness in a way that, we thought that we are okay, but by doing those exercise, the training opened our eyes in a way that, this is our situation.
PEAK is clarifying QAC and its mission by really helping us to identify what are we doing well, what are some of the things we are weak in, and how we are able to stop certain things and start certain things, or even dream about new things. We were able to cry together, laugh together, and also celebrate together because there's so many different things in ministry that we are not allowed to kind of just openly share. But here during PEAK, we were able to do so. I thought that was a great time that we had with our entire board.
What I am learning from each of the churches that we interact with is that every single church represents a unique identity of the church, of the body of Christ. And that every church, no matter what context they're in, thriving ministry looks unique to every single one. Our churches are as diverse as we are as individuals. Every church has its own story, its own birth, its own growth and crisis experiences. And so what we realize is a church is able to thrive when it harnesses the true identity of how God has formed that church, the gifts that that church has received, and even the reality of the context that it's in. And when it is able to fully receive all of that and say, we own our story, we own the unique identity that God has given us, then a church is able to step forward in thriving ministry.